The intro.
Let's begin the show. This is the intro we did for the show, but we're not musical, as you may know. So we'll keep it just for a bit, as we do have words that kind of fit. If you can, make a better one, send it in, and that'll be fun, because we'll use it, get everyone laughing, because this one is embarrassing. TJ, I thought you could dance at this bit.
No.
TJ, are you dancing?
No, I'm not.
So come along and watch us code, make some stuff, and help you know that not much rhymes with draft will make game for a laugh. Yeah. So TJ, you are back, and you were unwell for the past two sessions this week. And if
I was.
Yeah, it's sad. And if you had to describe that you were like an animal when you were ill, what animal?
Bear.
Proper bear sick. Yeah, there we go. Although when we rehearsed that, I didn't mess up the line before. But bear sick, TJ.
Badumch.
There we go. We don't rehearse the show. We had 5 minutes beforehand. And
yes.
Thought it was worth wasting our time talking about joke the bear sick. Anyway, judging others. Don't judge us. Don't judge us on that, and don't judge others before you get to know them, because that's called prejudice, and that's what our game is about at the moment. Although I've written juding others because I wasn't paid.
I've just seen that.
There we go. Good.
Don't be juding.
Yeah, that's worse. No, it's not worse. Is it worse? I'm not sure. If you've ever been juded, let us know in the comments. And
if you know what juded is, also let us know.
And if juded is rude, please let us know soon. Otherwise, we might get taken down off Facebook. Yes. Anyway, we're making this game. We've got some boxes. Let's just run it. We're using Click Team Fusion to make our game, and we've got boxes that are different colors, but they move in different ways. They've got a list of movements that they can follow, and they work their way around it randomly. And that's as far as we got. One box is behaving differently. Which is it? Have you been paying attention, TJ? Should we just randomly guess?
I think
if I call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which one?
It's actually quite
difficult. Hard. It is.
I'm gonna have to go with the one you're hovering on.
Okay. Oh no! It was actually it was actually yellow. But well done for not being prejudiced against the colour of the box, which is what we're going to introduce at this part of the game. I've realised our screen is way too small in order to grow it to get harder. So I'm going to go into the application, and I'm going to go into its Windows properties, and we are going to set it to 1280 by 720, which is a special number, TJ. That's HD ready.
It cut out very slightly for me just at that moment.
Oh, I said the special number 720, 1280 by 720 is a special resolution. It's HD ready, and then I pressed the button because I didn't tell anyone what HD. What is HD, TJ? What does it mean?
So high definition.
For you obviously can't hear yourself, but what we go is high definition. Which
I'm going to say it's cutting through a bit on my end. So,
there we go. There it goes again. Oh, yeah. Right, fine. We'll carry on. You just type to the people on Facebook land, TJ. It's great, but you will have to think of today for our chocolate challenge question. It is a return of the Milky Bar. So at some point in the show today, TJ will ask a chocolate challenge question, which will be something like doop, 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 like that. He'll say something like that. Then we'll try and decode what he's saying, and if you answer it, you could win a Milky Bar, which is
tasty.
It's got milk in it. So if you're allergic to milk, you have to send that to a friend. Right. So let's get on with actually making this game. We want to make it so it is more likely when you start the game that the box that there's a different color is the one that is going to be different. We want to build up some prejudices in people, get them thinking, because it looks like that, it will be different. And so what we want to do is we need a level counter. So we're just going to add a data in here, and we will put a counter there. Now, the counter is starting off as 0. Normally, games don't start off on level 0, so we've got a choice. We could either code it to start off at 1, or we could have a look in its properties. Woo!
property.
Settings, I think. Yeah, settings, initial value. Whee! And initial value is 0, but we're going to change that to 1. Yay! Okay, just quite simply.
Which just means it starts on 1.
It does. Initial meaning the start. Like your initials. TJ knows about initials.
Yes.
He does. Right, okay. So that's not an in-joke or anything. It's just because his actual name isn't actually on his birth certificate as TJ. So there we go.
Dum, dum, dum.
Oh, he's been lying to us the whole time. so I'm going to name this counter levels to help us out here. Levels. Right, and we are going to set it so that the level that you're on will change the probability of which box you'll be able to choose. Now, this game will be played, I imagine someone might play this game for a minute maximum. So if we imagine that they're going to take 5 seconds a level and they're playing it for a minute, then that is, what's that? There's 12 levels. So let's say we're going to work roughly that we'll fit in 12 levels into our mathematical equation here. So level 1 is going to be very likely. And by level 12, we'll have it 50-50. Okay, so what we'll have to do is we'll have to reduce it to half to 0.5 by the time we get to level 12, the probability. Okay, so I'm going to say that at the start of the frame, I'm going to replace that rule with probability. So it's going to be, there's going to be whatever level you're on, the current value, that out of 24, because that's double 12. Okay, so there's a 1 in 24 chance when you play level 1, then there's a 2 in 24 chance, then a 3 in a 4 in 24 chance, all the way up to level 12, where we a 12 in 24 chance, which if you do all the math jiggery pokery, 12 out of 24 is the same as 1 out of 2, which is the same as saying half. So it becomes less prejudice as the game goes on. Okay, and we will set just the yellow box to be that. So we're going to pick a box at random, but it's got to be a yellow one, because in later levels we might have more than one yellow box. Great. Okay, so the that rule's set up, but if it doesn't pick that one, then we're going to have an issue of how it knows it hasn't picked that one. So we should use something. Do we have any globals? We have global values. Now, a global value is a value that operates across the whole game. Now, I'm not sure the free version supports global values. Let's just set it and see if I break the game.
I think it does. I'm not entirely sure. There we go.
You're right, TJ. Yeah. It does. Okay, we're going to set the global value, which the global values are stored in the application here. We're going to set the global value to be choose a yellow box. Choose a yellow box as 1. So if it's 0, so then we know if we're at the start of the frame, I'll just pull that down. If we're at the start of the frame and this is still 0, then that means that we haven't chosen a yellow box. Compared to global value. Okay, and then we can pick one of the red ones. And then, right, now we do have an issue here that they just choose a random movement type. And all the other boxes just choose a random movement type. And there's a chance, out of 4 of choices, there's a 1 in 4 chance that they will all choose the same. Should we allow that, TJ, or is that too confusing for the game?
If it works, allow it.
If it works, allow it. Do you know what? That is sage advice there from wise TJ. Quite often, we have our own views about what would be good in a game, and if we stick to those views, we don't get the game finished. So I'm going to just go with TJ that, yeah, fine. We don't have to change it. It would be neat to change it from my own personal viewpoint, but it'll be a whole load of hassle in terms of thinking of some extra code. Let's just move on. So let's have a look at what we're going to do there. We're going to set a new condition for the end of level. So we know that if there are the faces, then that means that you've answered. Ooh, let's just start using a global value for this as well. So we're going to have a new global value. We'll just call it correct answers. Good. So correct answer is 0. Good. And at the start of the frame, we're going to reset that because a global value stays the same throughout the whole game. If you don't reset it, it's going to go up and up. So we're going to just say at the beginning of the game, set the global value of correct answers to 0. And we know we got a correct answer because we've got 4 rules somewhere. Where are they? The smiley face?
4 rules?
Yeah. Wrong, 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 wrong. And these ones are right, 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 right. So global value, add to global value 1 every time you get a right answer. Okay. So the maths of it is, if you know, I'm just going to turn the filtering off there so that we can see everything. If you know the amount of boxes, which we do, we can count them compared to the number of boxes. If the number of boxes equals the amount of correct answers, which is global value, retrieve global value, correct answers there, then you've answered all of them, but one of them is going to be wrong. So we need to. So we're only going to get +1. There we go. So the number of boxes, one of them is going to be wrong. So if you add up all the correct answers, add 1 to it, then you'll get the total number. That means we can go to the next level, and we will play a sound. Now, TJ very kindly recorded some wondrous sounds for us. Yeah. We added a little bit of an effect, but here we go. So I'm just going to see if I can...
I can do this for this part. I can just...
Can. Where's he gone? He's hidden. It's amazing. So next, great job. Good job, next level.
Good job, next level.
There we go. Great. But it's not as good as this doing great.
You're doing great.
TJ, I just want to encourage you. Just say...
You're doing great.
There we go.
I sound very unsure about that sentence.
Yeah, to be fair, in the recording, didn't give you very long. I spent too long talking about animal jokes. Right.
I think that was partially a joke what we were doing, but it just ended up being better.
It was wonderful. So good job. Next level, and what we want to do is we want to delay. We don't want to go straight away to the next level because if we do that, then we're not going to get the audio. So we can't just go straight away to the next level. So we're going to fire an event after a given delay. So TJ, can you say good job, next level?
Can I say it now?
Yeah. I'm going to see how many seconds it is.
Good job, next level.
About 2 seconds long. So I'll say about 4 seconds later. 4 seconds later, we get to choose the name of the event. What do you want to name our new event? We've had a new event, TJ. How exciting. What do you want to name it? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? No, it's just...
Good job.
Yeah, thanks. Well done in having an event. Yeah, it's quite tricky to have an event in COVID-19 lockdown. But anyway, we're naming the event, which just means we're running a piece of code. We will call it Next Level because we are so creative.
I was doing that as the name for it. I was saying, call it Good Job.
Oh, good job. Well, you've been overruled. I called it Next Level. I'm not going back, TJ. And when we run the event Next Level, we are just going to go to the next level. But we will add to the level that we're on. So let's see if we can get this global value to have levels, which totally undermines my counter being set to 1 at the beginning. Because if I set this to 1, and then I need at the start of the frame to set this counter to be whatever the current global value of levels are. It's complicated, isn't it? So all it's the fact is counters don't remember things when you go to next levels. Global values do. Counters just reset themselves. So when we go to the next level, we will add 1 to the global value of levels. Let's make sure you choose the right one. And then we'll go to the next level. Which we won't. We'll just restart the current frame. Okay. So let's see if we can get to level 2. Let's see if we can get a good job next level. TJ, you're watching closely all of these boxes. Which one is not behaving the same? Up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right.
Oh, I think it is the white box.
We didn't get a good job. We've totally failed on that. There seems to be an issue. We have found a bug! Right, okay, so... oh no. They were all right. It did...
It looked like it's going the opposite direction, did that one?
Up, down...
It went up there instead. So from right, it went up,
Left.
and then it was.
Right. Well, obviously we're all wrong, and we've got the issue which we didn't want to fix earlier. So we're going to have to fix that issue, TJ, to note. But also, the number of boxes equal to correct answer plus 1. I can't see without. I need to run the debug window to see inside the computer of the global values. So we're on level 1. Great. It hasn't chosen the yellow box. Okay. Which is disappointing. Let's reset. Oh, choose the yellow box. Oh, got some issues here, TJ. Did you see that? As I clicked, I just closed it by mistake. As I've clicked, watch what happens if I move this down here to the global value of choose a yellow box. Okay, see it's currently 0.
Mm-hmm.
Let me move things to the right place. Every time I get a right answer, it's not adding to correct answers. It's adding to choose a yellow box. My fault. As always with programming, it's always my fault. No, it's always the programmer's fault. But we will hopefully fix this bug by the fact of all of these things here. Yeah, we don't want to do it onto choose yellow box correct answers. And also, when it does choose a yellow box, also mathematically, TJ, I've just realised this is wrong. It's not choosing. There's a 1 in 24 chance that it's picking a yellow box, but we want it to be a 23 out of 1 chance. So I'm just going to write 23 minus 24 minus the level. There we go. And also, I don't want it to be the counter. I want it to be the level of the game. That was annoying. Okay, so there we go. So now there's much more chance it will be a yellow box. So if we run that, let's see if it's picked a yellow box. Yes, it's picked a yellow box. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has. Chosen a yellow box. See, it's got a 1 there. Good. So it means it is the yellow box. So we now know that all the others are safe. If we click those, still not. But that should be a blue. Yeah, good. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. So at least that bit works. But this number of boxes equals the correct answers plus 1. And the correct answers are going up. Number of boxes equal the correct answer plus 1. That's not happening. So I need to just have a think about that. Also, this rule is not a green rule. This rule is in black, which means it'll run every single time that the code reaches it. It's not an instantaneous rule. It's one that happens all the time that the code is run. So I'm just going to limit it and say only run this event once when the action loops. And I can't see the number of boxes that it's counting, but I can get it to show it. I can drop down a counter here and have this counter. I'm just going to call it temp because we can delete it soon. And I'm just going to say always, and we're going to visually show this, always set this counter to be the number of boxes. TJ, how are you coming up for a question about prejudice? Oh, I need to tell you. The first session was why do you think people judge other people? The second one was is there a food that you're prejudiced against? You know, is there something that, you know, as soon as that food goes on the table, you're like, I don't like that food. And, you know, someone tells you that they've put onions in the lasagna and you're like, I don't want to eat it now. Like, so we've had prejudice against food. So I'd see if you can come up with a question based around
what was first? So prejudice against food.
Why are we prejudiced? Why are people prejudiced? Yeah.
Okay.
So we kind of, on the first day, we kind of cleared up the best question straight away, just to make it harder to think of all the other ones. So
yeah,
there you go. Good. Right.
This will be the difficult one.
It's all right. You can just ask people, you know, how happy.
I had an idea because it's not a trick question. It's I have something in mind with the answer, but it's not food. But it was: is there anything else other than people that you can be prejudiced against?
That sounds good. Let's lock that in. TJ, tell us the chocolate question.
Is there anything other than people and food that you can be prejudiced against, or that you have been prejudiced against?
Good. I can think of one as a starter example. I do think with all the football results, the one football result with Liverpool winning, there's a lot of prejudice based around football teams quite often. If someone's wearing a shirt, then people can
That's a really good one.
Behave differently to them. But well done, Liverpool. Very good. It's very good. That's 30 years. Just think if I practiced for 30 years, maybe I could win a Premier League.
Yeah.
There we go. It's
well, good. Because all my family support Liverpool, so I was like, I heard about it through them. I don't watch it, so I didn't even know they were playing. But yeah, they're all happy.
Good. Now we've got an issue that we immediately start off on level 6. Can you see a 6 there? Yeah. So I'm claiming that as a bug. And also, when we get the right answers, when we get enough right answers, we also still don't get to go to the next level. So, lock and load. I'm gonna have to concentrate on here. And this is the thing with coding: is the fact that one symbol, one sign, one thing can be wrong, upsets everything quite often. And so we need to think about this in terms of, we can't count the number of objects, so there's a serious issue there. That should be 6. And that should be 1. I've started to spot my problem already. I've said always set the level to be the number of objects. Well, that's problematic. Always set temp to be the number of objects. Okay, let's run that. Let's see if that has sorted it. Yeah, of course. As basic as that. There we go. Fixed 2 bugs there.
Boom.
Boom, straight away. And so, yeah, okay, there is 6. Now, I'm going to get it to display what the right answers are. So I'm going to clone this temp and get a second one. And I'm going to say always, and this is why we name objects because it gets confusing, always set counter to be global value correct answers. Okay. So theoretically, if the number of boxes is 6 and the correct answers are 5, we should go to the next level. Let's see. Okay, no correct answers, 6 boxes. 1, 2, 3. Still 3. 4. What happened there? 1, 2. Still 2. 1, 2. Still 2. Interesting. So,
just whilst you're doing that, so chat, remember this question is aimed at what you can be prejudiced against, which isn't people related. So nothing to do with people. So something else you can be prejudiced against, like in the world. It's just not people related, this question.
Or if you're prejudiced against people who are not from this world. So it's the other thing.
Well, yeah, some people are very prejudiced against the thought of aliens.
Yep, often go and kill them. Most games are prejudiced against aliens, aren't they? Sort of like just shoot all the aliens. So TJ, the fact that you weren't here for a couple of sessions has really let me down, because I haven't got you to relay off, and I can't ask the inanimate cheetah puppet. Some of this code I don't understand, and so when we get to this point, it just gets really slow and difficult to try and find things. So what we should do when we make codes is add things called comments. Now, a comment explains what the code below does. Comments and remarks are really useful just to put in so that you know what difficult things do. I haven't got any comments because, there's only 27 lines of code. I should be able to work it out. If I click on a box and the movement type of the box equals the answer value, and it's up. Oh, right, I remember. And it's not chosen. Okay, fine. Add 1 to correct answers. Add 1 to... Add 1 to correct answers. Add 1 to correct answers. Add 1 to yellow box. Add 1 to yellow box. I didn't update these. Okay, now let's see if we have solved this bug. Going through things simply and slowly in a relaxed way. Here we go. Oh no, it's still doing it. Still not adding up. What? Okay, right now. Now let's try. Now let's try it. It still hadn't copied over. Really felt like I did it right. 1, 2, 3.
Good job. Next level.
Great. We're on level 2. Okay. So that's good, and the chance of it being the yellow blocks changes. Also, we wanted the fact that we want some more boxes really on this level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create spawn places. Now, we're really lazy at Clickteam Fusion. They might be lazy, I'm not sure. We're really lazy, and we just when we can do things visually rather than mathematically, it saves a lot of time. So we're just going to create an object. We're not going to do anything with maths. We're just going to create an object called spawn. Great. And I'm going to dot them around the level. And I need to dot them around the level sort of so that they are not overlapping. So I might just dot them around the level in a grid formation. And pop these out. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And there we go. And then I can then say at the beginning of each level that you can choose a spawn point. I'm also going to be really lazy and say you can choose a spawn point. So we've got up to 16 4x4 here. Okay. Choose a spawn point to place the box down, and also then destroy the spawn point so that next time it puts something down, it will not be in the same spawn point because we've destroyed where it can go. So let's see if we can do this.
Oh, we've got a good answer in chat.
Yeah, go on then.
So, people can be prejudiced against animals such as snails and slugs, and even birds, and animals that eat like crops and plants. So
yeah,
definitely, yeah, there are certain types of animals which people definitely are prejudiced against. That is a really good answer.
Yeah, I know. We've got a student who keeps snakes and made a game to promote how nice and clean and friendly snakes are, because he felt people are really prejudiced against them.
Yes.
Also, I have a huge prejudice against rats. Maybe not pet rats, but any rats that are outside. I do. I don't think, oh, they've got a family or anything. I often think I want them dead. So yeah, that's something I need to deal with, or the rats need to deal with. But yes, sometimes people can be prejudiced against. You can also be prejudiced against the people. I know it's not doing people, but when people own a certain pet, you can make judgments about them. So people have bulldogs is a classic one, or people who have like 30 cats living in their house. You know, you can make judgments about what they're like.
Yeah, definitely. There's a very wide range of. So I guess I can say what I was thinking of my answer now, can't I? Because it kind of fits in with that. So the one that came to mind for me was wasps, because not all, like I am genuinely terrified of them, but also the actual color pattern on wasps is there for a reason, because poisonous animals have a habit of having the same color codes on them. So people automatically look at them and go, "That's going to hurt me. I'm going to avoid it." And yeah, that is happens, but it happens with many animals, even ones which aren't poisonous. Like you said, people call rats vermin, but they're actually incredibly clean creatures.
Yeah.
So yes, it is very, very good answer. I like that.
Great. Okay, so what we need to do in this building of our levels is we need it so that there's more boxes on each level, because we've stated that we're only really going to go up to level 12. What we've got is we're going to times the level by a quarter, which means that if it was 12, it will get 3. And then we need to add. So because we can go up to 16, that means I can go up to 13 on each level. But 13's too many. I need to balance these out for the first level. I don't want that many. I probably only want about 4 or 5. So if I put 4 there, so if we half that, that's 6. So then we can probably go, if I, what's 3/4 of 12? 3/4 of 12 will be 8. So go for, is that 4? No, that's 3/4. No, it'd be 9. Of course it'd be 9. Okay, 3. Yeah, a quarter is 4. A quarter is 3. 3 and 4 of them. 3/4. I'm going crazy. is 9. Okay, if that's 9, then we'll do that. Okay. Good. Right, we're leaving it there. We're keeping it that. If my maths is wrong, who cares? And I've chosen the word round. Now, round just rounds up or rounds down. If it's 0.5, it'll round up. If it's under 0.5, it'll round down. Okay, so it will run a loop called spawn. So then we want it to run this loop. So on loop spawn, we will make the box. We will create, and I need to be quick here because we pretty much finished. Have you let that person know that they've won the chocolate challenge?
I am just about to
Please
know.
do.
1 second. Who else is watching? Yeah, if there are any lurkers in chat, do not feel shy. Let us know you're present if you have an answer. Although we have hit the time, so I am going to award that answer definitely to you. So I am going to reply to it just so you definitely know.
Great. So the spawn rule goes like this. Pick one of the spawn points, create a box on that spawn point, and then destroy the spawn point. So it can't be used again. And then after it's run that several times, we want to create an object. We want to create the yellow box on a spawn point. And then we can destroy that spawn point, and we can, in all honesty, we can destroy all spawn points. The other thing is we can probably make them invisible, which will help us out, so they're not visible at the start. And sorry, I just clicked. It was just hiding underneath me. That's why I clicked there. And then that's pretty much it. Apart from, we need to make sure that if it picks one, creates there, then destroys, there is a logic error here as well. Oh yeah, we just need to choose which spawn point the yellow box is going to be created at. So when we create a yellow box, we also need to pick one of these at random. Right, theoretically, when I run the application, and I'll restart it a few times, so something wasn't right there. Earlier you would have been able to let me know if you were here earlier, TJ. Earlier I said at the very start of the frame, set the X and Y coordinates to the ultra values X and Y. That's happening before they're created. So what we need to do is we probably need to do that as well. Put it right at the bottom so it runs it last out of those. There we go. And we got some boxes moving about. Some of them are sharing spawn points, which is completely a bug. We've got yellow and a red on top of each other there. And if I restart it, and it's also making more boxes than I would have expected. So let's just have a quick look. Doing that. I think what we're going to do is just replace this and say that if their flag is off, that they haven't been set up, then we'll turn their flag on once they've been set up. So that way, it doesn't matter what order the rules come in, that completely breaks it. If flag 1 is off. Oh, wait a minute. I had it choosing a random thing as well. Well, I think time might have actually beaten us this time. We got very close to making a game based around Prejudice. I'll just have to finish it off in the time, but we have overrun, and my brain has melted. This is what
the core mechanics and like the whole premise of it though is there, and I think it's good. It's just it might be slightly more complicated than doing a game in 3 days. But
yeah,
I like the idea of it. It's a very good mechanic basis for it.
That's kind, TJ. And for you, I would like to say,
good job. Next level.
Good. I'm just going to replace that with Starframe. All right, we'll fix that bug of the code. We'll upload it to igamers.io, and you can go and play that and realize how either prejudiced or non-prejudiced you are. But yes. TJ will leave you with a wise word.
Don't be prejudiced unless it is against wasps, because they will sting you. So yeah, everything else though, don't be.
This is the intro we did for the show, but we're not musical, as you may know. So we'll keep it just for a bit, as we do have words that kind of fit. If you can, make a better one, send it in, and that'll be fun, because we'll use it, get everyone laughing, because this one is embarrassing. TJ, I thought you could dance at this bit.
No.
TJ, are you dancing?
No, I'm not.
So come along and watch us code, make some stuff, and help you know that not much rhymes with draft will make game for a laugh. Yeah.